I'm wondering if you recommend this new show, Righteous Gemstones, on HBO. Uh, Stacked cast. I mean, when we're talking about John Goodman, uh, basically playing like a side. I mean, at least from the first episode, a side character, while Danny McBride, Adam Devine, and Edie Patterson get to kind of show out as his children of this mega church.
Yep.
I
Joel
mean,
Osteen looking ass.
yeah, there is no shortage of talent for this show. But I turned it on last night and I saw it was an hour and 2 minutes. And I had a big sigh, dog. I was
So did
like,
I was
oh
like,
man.
I didn't know. I didn't expect this.
I mean, that's the thing. I was like 10 o'clock. Oh, those 10 o'clock shows have been an hour. I was like, nah, it'll be a half hour. They'll put something else on. No, doing an hour. How did you feel about this first episode?
Oh, I'm still in, obviously. This is the third HBO show from the Danny McBride, Jody Hill
Mm-hmm.
talent collective. Now they've brought David Gordon Green in as well. Eastbound,
Yep.
Principles, which we talked about on the show. Now, Righteous Gemstones, and I think what immediately jumps out about Gemstones is that the setting seems more exciting because we're around this super opulent mega church family.
Mm-hmm.
And as you mentioned, there's even more star power this time around. And it just seemed that there's a lot of great opportunity for hijinks, which is kind of what we want from a McBride Hill show. And we know Walton Goggins is coming as well, who was fantastic as a foil for McBride in Vice Principals. So yeah, I'm all the way in. I like the premiere a lot. I think it did a fair amount of setup, and even if we advance the insinuating conflict with this video that progressed more than I thought, namely these blackmailers getting fucking killed.
Yeah.
I'm still in. I thought it was effective setup.
Yeah, definitely effective setup, and also kind of shocking. I didn't see the death coming at the end, and then when fucking Danny McBride as Jesse just backs up into the guy, literally to the point where he has to like swerve the car around him.
Serpentine, dog. Getting away from this.
Yeah, right. Just it was pretty shocking, but I'm definitely in. The thing that I think I like the most about this is the setup is fine and all. I really enjoy when Danny McBride has like those little moments where he goes back to just being Danny McBride, but like when the blackmailers come in the van for the first time, they're like circling him, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" Like that sort of stuff more than anything like makes me laugh. Or like when they're watching the video for the first time with like his friends, and they're like, "Who is that?" He's like, "That's me." They're just like, "Oh God." And then Adam Devine afterwards is like basically like making fun of the guy for having a small penis. Just like the whole thing is hilarious. HBO did it again. It's like you said, quality team to be working on this. How did you feel about like the John Goodman kind of being off to the side in this a little bit?
I mean, I kind of expected that, to be honest. He's just probably on set less given this character. But just having John Goodman's presence on TV, when was the last time that happened? I don't even know. Like the Connors, I guess. He's been on TV recently. But yeah. He's just such a magnetic presence. Obviously, we don't need to talk about why John Goodman's good. Great, but he's also very believable as a wealthy father of two guys that are great at paying assholes.
Yeah.
Bride and Define. And also Edie Patterson, who was magnetic, a standout on Vice Principals. I'm glad she's back again, too, as their sister, because, they have great chemistry. And, yeah, like Eastbound, like Vice Principals, these shows are just about male assholes, right? Like, that's kind of the ethos of the McBride Hill enterprise. And along the way, it's really funny. Like it's just funny shit. And we talk about a lot of comedies that some comedies have a lot of ambition or just really really smart writers room that really try and tackle stuff like Veep or something. And this, I mean, they got a good writer's room too. These guys know their way on the script and the pen and stuff, but they're not afraid to just be like raunchier
Hmm.
and uh, perhaps more juvenile at times. And it's kind of refreshing, I think, just because they're ultimately really charming dicks, and I
Yeah.
like being around them.
I'm I feel like they need this to be fast. I don't know about fast, but they need it to be well paced because like we both said, an hour is a big ask for a comedy at this
Yes, no
point.
question.
And I think that is the thing I'm most concerned about is if this thing if it has a lull or doesn't necessarily find its footing for a little for certain stretches, it could be the kind of thing that falls by the wayside for a lot of people. So um, I have confidence in them that they'll figure that out. But if they want to just make it 30-minute episodes and just give us more episodes, I'm fine with that too. Like cut it down, smaller chunks. Any last thoughts on this before we move on?
Yeah, at least in the premiere, I mean, when I'm trying to glean a lot from a little here, but they didn't openly mock or villainize evangelical Christians, televangelists. Obviously they're based on uh, those famous people, that husband and wife, forget their names, Batker, something like that. Um, they didn't mock Christians, which is kind of an easy thing to do in the liberal sphere that is Hollywood, and they don't even make this in Hollywood. They shoot this in South Carolina. But I like that there wasn't any immediate judgment passed, and we'll see how that goes. I mean, they obviously are writing over the top humor, like McBride's wife asks if she can speak during the fight. And like that's obviously lampooning this kind of male dominated uh, traditional values thing. But we'll see if that continues. But I feel like they're approaching this obvious
Tactfully.
satire with some tact so far.
Yeah. No, I agree. Although I did really like McBride's son in this, just how like antagonizing he is to his dad.
Also, his name's fucking Pontius. Of
I
all
know.
the Bible names, come on.
That's good stuff.